everyone. Thank you so much again for being here. And I'm Rina Lang, one of the co-founders of this coaching community. And my other better half is Ildiko. She's finally back from her holiday. And I'm very pleased to have her with me as well here today in our next livecast podcast. And today we are welcoming here Martha. And Martha is a super confidence coach. And we met Martha a few weeks ago. And I was really, really impressed by her confidence. And I can't repeat it often enough that before I met Martha, I thought, confidence coach, what is that? It's not a real result. What do you actually help people with? And I was trying to convince other coaches, maybe you call yourself something else. But then I met Martha and I'm like, okay, I grant that. Martha, you can be a confidence coach. You are a confidence coach and the world needs more confidence coaches. So I got completely converted by Martha. So Martha, tell us what you do, how did you get started with all of this, and what is a confidence coach and what does a confidence coach do?
Thank you so much, Rina and Atiko, for actually having me here today. It has been such a pleasure talking with both beautiful, amazing ladies. So I am known as someone who has been in silence for over 30 years. I was someone who been for abusive marriage, someone's who been bullied from a very young age. And the hardest thing for me to admit was being sexually molested by someone I trust. Despite all of the things that happened to me in my colorful past, I didn't turn dark. I choose to be light. So I won multiple businesses since the age of 26. I work hard. I was working at Petty's Market selling pictures since the age of 13. So I'm used to going into 5 days of work, school, and then 2 days of work. So hard work for me is just like a daily thing. And that helped me a lot to build up my network, to build up my confidence talking to other people and being in customer service as well to understand what people truly want under the iceberg. And understanding all of that, it allows me to build up my confidence in my conscious and unconscious level. So I'm grateful today that I can share with you that I'm confident in my conscious and unconscious level. So I'm confident and confident enough to call myself a super confident coach.
Excellent. I really love the sound of it. And I must say, when I met you, I didn't realize that confidence is actually a real thing. And I thought I'm confident enough and that's good enough. I don't need more. But then I realized as I grow and I strive for the next level of success, especially as a coach, I realized I have confidence at this level, but I don't have confidence at the next level. And I'm so glad that you helped me realize that and are helping me now also actually to work through this. And so, yeah, so we have lots of questions for you. And so let's get started. So Ildiko, over to you.
I just unmuted myself so I don't disturb. Hey everyone, it's great to see you again. So Martha, it's fascinating. Also, we had a call a few days ago and got to know a lot more about you. So we got a very fascinating background. You've been successful before and then you decided to change your career to coaching. Why did you choose coaching as a new profession? Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, I have been very blessed in my life since the age 26. When I was going for depression, I was a supervisor of marketing since the age of 21 when I was working overseas in Hong Kong, and I was high up in the company. I was doing everything that I can at a young age. I didn't realize that all the stress that I have during those time have caused me into going into anxiety and depression. So when I come back to Australia, one day I was going to work and I was working as a buyer for one of the big Telstra company, and my knees starting to shake when I was walking up the hill. And I noticed that I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink, and I feel like that there was something wrong with me. So during that time, I went to the doctors and seek help. And they told me that you are actually suffering from depression. They gave me some anti-depression tablet and it didn't go well with me. My teeth started to grind and I had that really funny feeling all over. And then so I went back again to my doctors. I can't take this pill. It's making me feel even worse. So what can I do? He suggested me to go and do something else beside taking a high stressful job. I did. I quit my very well paid job. They were trying to save me as I'm trying to increase your wages by how many percent. I'm like, I know, but I really mentally cannot take it. And I think that having the confidence to say, hey, I need to look after myself now, despite how much money I'm earning, I need to look after my mental health. So that was the first time that I stepped out into doing something a bit more gentle. I was a receptionist on a health clinic for 3 years. And I was grateful for the opportunity because learning about health and natural alternative medicine made me realize that there's a lot more alternative method to heal from trauma, to heal from depression. And then I was only about 25, 26, and I'm like watching Born and Beautiful every single day, knowing exactly what TV program is going to be on. And I'm like, is that going to be the rest of my life? Is my life going to be mean more than this? And I'm like, I believe that I'm worth more. So then I went in and starting to learn makeup because I always love art. When I was young, I had a 3-unit art in high school and I was winning the first prize and everything. So I was always quite crafty, but I didn't know that I could use makeup as my profession. I always thought that coming from an Asian background, you need to be either a lawyer, an accountant, or a therapist, like all that kind of things. But makeup, what are you talking about? You're working in retail, putting makeup on other people? That's not a job. They never thought that it was like a job. It should be a hobby. It shouldn't be a job. And for me, I feel like, you know what? I really truly love what I do. I enjoy making people feel happy about themselves. So I said, okay, I'm going to give it all and give it a try. I entered the first makeup competition within 1 year of joining my industry. And I won the first prize. I was the first Asian to win this Beauty Expo Makeup Award in the bridal sense. And then all my family is like, wow, it looks like that she had a bit of talent. And they never actually complain about my career after scene. And I also tell myself that maybe I got a bit of talent in this. And I started my own business onto it. And fast forwards, 3 years after that, I was awarded top 10 in the New South Wales area for the hair and makeup industry. Within 5 years, I was a top 15 already in the whole of Australia. So I achieved a great outcome doing makeup, hairstyling. Okay, I hope that the tax department isn't actually listening to this because I was only I was only needing to work 2 days a week and I earned good enough money to go to Japan for 10 days and don't even have to worry about anything that I buy. So that's the kind of lifestyle that I was living. I own multiple businesses in the wedding world. I have wedding gown dresses. I have decoration company. I have a cafe before. All of those things that I make mistake on, that I learn how to run a business. And COVID hit, completely changed our life. Everything went downhill. All the shop went closed down because it was face-to-face stuff. How can I afford all those rent? And for the first time in my life since the age of 13, I need to ask my parents to borrow some money so just I can pay for the bill. Since the age of 13, I have not asked my parents for $1. So that was a really bad ego thing for me. And I have to get over that. And that's how I got into self-development. I wanted to know what is the self-development world, because at that moment when I was going for depression and trauma therapy, when people tell me that I need more self-love, I actually tell them to F off because I thought I was loving myself. I eat well, I dress well, I travel to nice places, I only stay at 4 to 5-star hotel. What part do I don't like myself, that I haven't loved myself? I didn't know that on the outside, this entrepreneur mask inside of me, I was rotten, I was insecure, I was needy, and I crave for other people's attention. That was me. Not until about 2 years into more searching and self-development, I was able to be connected with my current partner. He's also a coach himself. So during the COVID time, he suggested to me, why not that you look into the coaching world and see where you'll become? And I'm like, really? I can do that? Okay. In a way, I was a trainer for hair and makeup for over 10 years. I did travel over the world to actually teach my hair and makeup skill. So I'm not scared of standing in the crowd and talking to people. And I still remember one moment that I was in Perth presenting my makeup journey. I made quite a few people cry on the stage, under the stage. And I was thinking, really? I'm inspirational? Really? I can do that? I really didn't know that I could use my story and turn it into my superpower. And that's what leads me into becoming the super confident coach. And the brand, Super Confident Coach, wasn't mine. It was given to me by my partner. They say, I have never met someone that is not insecure and as confident as you. I'm like, oh, really? So does that mean that I have big ego and I'm egotistic and I'm someone that you don't want to be with? Like, insecurity. That's what happened with women. And then he said, no, you are actually quite attractive and awesome. I'm like, oh, thank you. See, he know what to say. That's why he's still in the picture. So there you go. That's the kind of guy that you want in your life. Someone who support you, who celebrate your success, who tell you that you're amazing every single day. My ex-husband used to tell me that I was worthless. No matter how expensive gift I buy for him, it was never good enough. No matter how hard I work on a meal, he would chuck it to the floor. No matter what I do, and I ask him why he treat me that way, he said, because you're worth nothing. You're even worse than a pile of dirt. And he would chuck money at the floor for me, and I need to pick it up penny by penny. That was my life. So I wanted to tell other people, despite what they've been through, their story is what they should be proud of because they made it through. They can now turn that story into their superpower to empower other people, to let them know you don't have to be perfect to be confident. Look at me. I have scar that I can show you, from my dad using a knife to stab me to all the trauma that I have been through. But there's something that I can be proud of, something that I said I made it through and I learned from it. And I found gratitude. And I'm grateful for all the experience that I have in life that got me to be the woman I am today. So my mission is to have no woman should suffer in silence. I wanted to help as many women as possible and many coaches as possible. I do take male coaches as well, to help them to become a better coach themselves. Because I believe every one of us have that beautiful jewel that we can share with others, using our knowledge, our authenticity to empower the world and make the day a better day for just one person. I can't save the world, I know that, but I can give that little bit of effort to help another person. I already make my day so much better.
It's beautiful, a beautiful mission, and what an inspiring story. Thank you for sharing it with us. So what I was wondering why you were talking about all that is that obviously there's all sorts of myth and certain confidence coaches support clients in certain ways. What is the myth? What's the misunderstanding around confidence that you can help us clear up a little bit, that might help people who might be struggling with confidence?
I believe that we are all confident in some areas. It may not be all the area. For example, for me, if you ask me to cook and to clean the house, be prepared of having a very good life insurance just in case of food poisoning, and also to make sure that, I normally hire a cleaner to come in to clean the house, so I'm safe on that part. No one actually get any diseases, and that's the kind of person I am. I can't be confident in all area, and for a lot of us, especially that we come from a corporate background, that we have all that knowledge into what we do because of the experience that we have been through. And that makes us a lot more confident in what we're doing. And on other area, just like some coaches, they said that, oh, I got all this knowledge, but when I'm going into the coaching world, I'm scared to share it because I don't know that area. It's like swimming in uncharted land. Of course, we get a little bit uncomfortable because we don't know what is there. So what I say is try to get yourself familiarized. Do lots of research about what other people can do, but don't just look at the pioneers example. Because the worst thing you can do to yourself is compare yourself to the pioneer. If you keep comparing yourself to Dalai Lama or Tony Robbins every single day, you're only going to get more depressed, okay? So look at people who are around your area, who may be 1 or 2 pages in front of you, because that will give you motivation to keep trying harder. I wanted to use her as my inspiration because she's close to me. It's not unreachable. So get someone that in that aura so you can actually step up to it. And we all have to understand that it's only a learning. It's just an experience. It's not about that failure. In the corporate world, a lot of us worry about, oh, if I don't do this, why my boss will actually say that to me. So I have to get everything perfect. Everything have structure. It must have print out and everything like that. And when you're doing your program as a coach, we need to be so creative. Because what happened if I give you the handout, this is my lesson today, and you just had a huge problem that just happened. This is my class plan, but this is your problem. As a client, what would you like to be solved first? Was it the lesson plan or the problem that you have? So I often would look after the client on a very personal level, that I want to help them to solve that problem first before I go back into the training class, because they matter. Their reason matter too. So I like to make sure that they are looked after, because without that mental state, that drive that you have, it's very hard to work harder. It's like, I feel really sluggish today. You want me to work 16 hours. That's not going to happen. And even that happen, I sometimes look at the things that I said, I'm like, what did I just write there? I can't read, if I read it, it's not really making sense, but I was pushing myself just to get things out there. So knowing your limit, where you are, and be honest about it, that is goal. I don't really agree that a lot of people say fake it till you make it. Yes or no? Fake it in the area that you know you can do, but you don't believe you can do yet. That's different compared to, I don't know how to cook a fish, but I said that I'm the best chef in the world and I'm going to cook you a fish. That's never going to work, because in the end, the truth always come out. So I rather say that I am not amazing in cooking fish, but I can do vegetable really well. How about I'll cook you vegetable instead? At least you give the people the choice of making, are they trusting you enough to allow you to take them onto this journey? Because at the end of the day, it's about building the rapport. It's about building the trust. So you can have the confidence to be who you are. And when you're authentic, that is the best way of building your company. It should build on truth. It should build on authenticity.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I was just thinking about some of the things you were saying earlier, that, in coaching, you have a client come to you and then suddenly they are in a state that they're just not able or not ready to move on with what was planned. So you have to improvise and you have to take out your tools. And for that reason, a lot of coaches might not feel confident to go into these unknown situations because they don't feel prepared, and because they're not certain in their own skills. What it happens so often with me as well, but what you have to do then is just to take a step back and forget about all that stuff, all the worry, and focus on what they're saying. And just by listening to them, your ideas will come out. But a lot of coaches, as I said, don't have this, they have a self-doubt because they think, oh, I don't know everything. But that's the thing, more things we learn about coaching, more we realize that there is to learn.
Oh, definitely.
So what would you, and also you mentioned that, these coaches and a lot of the members, most of our members in our community, although they might be new to coaching, but they have built very successful, powerful, careers, professions,
Yes.
businesses before. But when they come into this new world, it kind of throws them a little bit for a while, at least while they're figuring out the nuances. What would you recommend, or how would you work with a coach like that who has been successful elsewhere, but they're still trying to find their feet and their confidence in the coaching world?
I will say the first thing is get yourself a very good coach. Every single coach needs a coach behind them, because you want someone that who have walked the path that you are going to. So that will give you a little bit of like a sounding board, like that holding hand, so they can help you on the journeys that you're hoping to get but don't know how to get there. I have a system that actually to help people to understand how they score their belief, their want, and their how. Knowing that, then you can very specifically target to their needs to get them into where they wanted to go. Because everything that we do is based on belief, our want, and our how. So a lot of coaches, they will always ask for the how. How do I do that? How do I do that? How do I do this? But then they forgot that they don't have the enough belief. They don't believe themselves they can do it. So what happened? As soon as you got someone putting a not very nice comment on your post, you immediately go down the rabbit hole. You think that you are the worst person in the world. Even if before that one tweet, there's 20 million people say, oh my God, this is so good. We tend not to listen to the good things, but look at our bad thing instead. So that's the one tip that I wanted to give everyone. Remember that one person do not represent the world. You have all these other beautiful people. Stop focusing on negativity and focus on positivity, because that choice is on us. We can only do one vibration at a time. You can't smile at the same time, crying and feeling amazing and sad at the same time. You cannot do that. It's just humanly not possible. So remember that we can choose to what we have to see. And I always say, fight cruelty with kindness. Kindness is the best medicine for those people who feel insecure about themselves, who feel like putting people down is a good thing to do because they need that fixed. What I choose to do is always to give them kindness. I recently done a post about how to actually be overcoming your insecurity by mastering your confidence. And I remember clearly someone actually put down and said, ugh, I have enough. This BS is such a bullshit and I'm deleting this post. That's what she said in the post there. And I look at it for a minute and I leave it for a moment, because like you don't want to answer anything when you're very burning up and you're questioning why. I came back within about an hour later, like the message will still be there. Whoever will want to see it is up to them. The universe will always guide you in the right way. Just let it be. And afterward, I replied it as, thank you for your feedback. If you need any support, feel free to reach out. Have an amazing day. I reply with grace. I don't fight fire with fire, because there's no point to defend yourself on someone that who do not understand your purpose, who do not understand your intention. Don't waste your energy. Wishing them best, sending them light, and let them be on their way. And I don't see any reply coming back into it. And I see a few love on my reply, like they're just like clapping. I was like, yeah, because I always say treat other people with respect, reply to negativity with grace and kindness. That's all you have to do. And I learned that from one of my mentor. She had a really bad comment about her anxiety cause, and that's what the exact sentence that she have said. I'm like, I'm going to steal that. It's so good. It's such a beautiful grace to actually share. So that's one tip that I wanted to share with everyone. Don't focus on the negativity. Focus on the people who truly support you. You don't need those people in your circle. They're not going to come and buy your product. They're not, even they buy your product, you're going to have a great time working with them. And there's 10 other people, but that are much nicer. You'll have a much enjoyable experience with them. So why just do it for money? Don't just do it for money. If you're running a coaching business only on the pure purpose of making money, I'm sorry, you're in the wrong industry. You probably will earn more working in McDonald's than trying to become a coach. That's the truth. Because becoming a coach, running your own business is such a hard work. It's so much easier getting a 9-to-5 job and you don't have to deal with customer service stuff, okay, or customer service BS. You don't have to deal with that. You might as well go and get a job. It's much easier. If we are all in this business, it's because our business purpose, at least 10 to 20% of it is making money. Otherwise, we may as well as sitting down on a couch, eating ice cream, watching Netflix every single day. There's no point to work if a business does not make money. And then 80% of our intention or 100% of our intention, purpose and intention is completely different, okay? Our purpose is what the business is for, but the intention is to help as many people as we can. The people who are very successful in what we do are the most heart-centered coaches that who truly have a feeling to help people. A lot of people get stuck in writing their content. They're like, I don't know how to tell a story. I'm not a storyteller. And I'm like, you don't need to tell a story. You just need to tell that person that you see that person in that little black dog right there? Yeah, that one. You're only talking to her. That's it. That reflection that you see, that's the person you're talking to. So you don't need to be formal. Just be yourself, because that's the best version of you.
I'm having an epiphany here. Thank you so much for sharing. When you said belief and want and how, I found it really, really interesting what you said, is that I do see a lot of my clients as well, especially when they're coaches, that they do get stuck on the hows. I don't know how to do it. Technology is difficult. How? And I do realize actually they know what they want. They get stuck on the how, but actually the real issue is the belief about themselves.
Exactly.
And then I'm realizing that perhaps one of the reasons why I was able to move along in my journey toward becoming a coach was really that the belief is something I never lacked. I always knew I can figure it out. My brain is on the right shoulders and I'm going to figure it out. And the how always somehow, Ildiko knows, we always make fun of this, my insights and my visions, and how things just the next step always kind of like comes about and somebody comes and teaches us. So the how is never the issue. And it's getting clarity on what is it that we want and being very, very confident that we about the beliefs that we have of ourselves. So talk to us about the beliefs. I know you also coach coaches. What are some of the limiting beliefs that actually are undermining their confidence in themselves?
The biggest one is imposter syndromes. They always think that they are not good enough in doing what they are sharing with other people. So that one is huge. Imposter syndromes, and I have 2 jabs. I call it being immune into imposter syndromes. The first thing is,
sorry to interrupt you. Where do you think the imposter syndrome comes from? What's
it's because they're selling something that they're not actually believing in. That is my first jab that I wanted to give people. If you don't want to have imposter syndrome, don't sell something that you're not good at. As simple as that. If you wanted to sell a pan, don't sell a bucket of fish. Okay, make sure that is actually a pen, not a bucket of fish. So at least that it's a pencil or a mouse is still in the stationery category. So it's not just a bucket of fish or you're trying to sell a vegetable. It will never work. In saying that is, we all have our own superpower. Based on our story, our experience, what we have in life, that is a superpower that we have found. And what I'm really good at is to help new coaches to find that superpower within them and turn their story into their superpower so they can expand it and using that. The one thing that I know about when I go into the industry, I have terrible English. I don't know technology. I'm super technology challenged. I don't even know what a funnel is. I'm like, what is a tunnel? I keep telling people for tunnel for 6 months. And then they said, baby, it's not a tunnel. It's actually called funnel. So what is a funnel? It still took me another 2 months to understand it. Okay. I'm so bad at that. And I have terrible written English, all of the things that I tell myself that I cannot do. But there was one thing I know I can do: confidence. I know that despite everything I went through in life, I still have the confidence to stand up, to wake up in the morning, and to face the world. I didn't care I was the greatest pretender, pretending that everything was okay. On the outside, I'm super confident. On the inside, I was rotten. I didn't care about that because I know how to be confident. So all I was selling to my client was that confidence. What confidence do you need in what area? I will just help you with that. And then based on that, everything else was starting to come and support you. I started out as a confident coach for women, helping them in life, relationship, and business. Then the more clients I got, I shifted into doing business coaching. I now help new coaches to find their clarity and to build their coaching business. I don't know how that comes in. It was just one day people said, how did you actually make 10K in 3 months of running your coaching business? This is unheard of. Like, how did you do it? With no one knows you in the industry, you don't have an email list, you don't have social media. How did you get it? And I'm like, because I know a certain strategy that I worked before in my other business life, and I used it. And that's how I become a business coach to help people. And like, I'm not afraid to actually tell you guys, my first coaching client was $400 Australian. Now my coaching courses for for the business coaching is $6,500 US. It's almost 9,000 something dollars in Australian. That's how much I upscale to. It's not because I'm the best coach in the world. It's just because I understand the needs of my client. So the second job that you need is to understand the pain point of your client. No one wants to buy something that they don't need. Even me having clothes in the corset that still have a tag in it, at that very moment when you buy it, you feel like you need it. You have that urge to get it. So the second jab that I wanted to give you to immune from imposter syndromes is to do your market research and have really good focus onto the people you want to help. I help coaches who have been through a lot, may have bought 10 coaching courses and they still don't get result. That's the kind of people that I wanted to work with because I understand the pain. The first coaching course that I went to, I paid $6,000. Within 2 months, that whole coaching course is somewhere in a cupboard that I don't even know where it is because it did not align with me. It did not get me any client. It actually made my friend didn't talk to me for a year. It was that bad. So it was not until I was using my intuitive, I was using my way, I was able to actually get clients. It was just crazy. And then I went into a lot of courses as well. And then every single courses that I went to, I feel like that they have something missing. They have something missing here, something missing there. So what do? I focus on my market research and have a look at what my market needs. What are they missing? What is their pain point? So I give them the solution for it. I don't sell ribbons. I don't make it look pretty and nice. I don't have a nice package. I don't put makeup on all the time. I was just doing my group coaching class, all the video downloading, and I see myself, oh my God, my hair was like this, like in pajamas. It was really cold. Like I looked terrible. But that's not what I sell. What I sell is my authenticity. And I'm confident enough to be on camera without any makeup or any hair or any particular nice clothing. I'm still in my pajamas underneath. That's the good thing about Zoom. I only need to show the top, not the bottom. So all of those things is that you need to know what your clients want. Truly understand what is having the problem with them. Because by having that formula, it gives you all the answer you need to answer your client. Yes, you may not know everything, but you will be able to use that answer and treat it into the client's requirement. So to make them feel comfortable and confident into coming into you. And in talking about marketing, we actually need about 12 to 18 touch points before a client will actually build that trust in you. I was talking to Wina before that she have a client this morning that she literally just like, I just want to work with you. No matter what we say, I'm just going to work with you. And I had that exactly the same yesterday. I was not planning to sell her. I'm just sharing with her what it is. And then she said, honestly, you sold me already. Just tell me how much it is. I haven't even told her how much it is. So that's fine. Just send me a contract. I'll just sign it. I'm like, wow, really? Okay, nice. We want more of that. But the thing is, I realized the one thing. The imposter syndromes come from when we don't know what we're doing, or we don't believe in our superpower, or we haven't done enough research about the people who we truly want to help. That are the key points that if you want to run a successful coaching business, you got to have those two jabs into you. That will truly help you to excel into the next level that who you wanted to be in.
Sorry, we're just muting and unmuting to make sure we don't disturb your
All
thinking.
good.
And while you were talking, and earlier you mentioned basically the negative bias, that we always notice the negative things, and also our self-judge is so strong in most of us anyway. That very often we don't notice, or we forget about all the great stuff we already achieved and we become. And I know exactly the moment, the day, and I've got a photo for it, that I tend to go back to when I wobble with my own confidence. I said, on that day, I changed my life, and it turned into, well, I created something beautiful from nothing, with no support, just out of my own, my own strength, my own determination and hard work and all that sort of stuff. Do you have a single most important experience or event or something that happened to you or you've done that you tend to go back to, that reminds you of your greatness on those moments of wobble? I know you're very confident, but I think we all have those seconds.
We're all human. We will have our weak moment. That's completely normal. I wanted to share this memory of me. When I was very young, there was a moment that my parents was trying to teach me a lesson. So how do I come about it? Was earlier this year, I lost my cat for 16 years. She was the only thing I had in my abusive marriage. I don't have kids because of all the abuse that's going on. And I choose to have a cat. So she's the best thing I ever have in the world. When she passed away, my ex-husband that I have not talked to for about a year and a half sent me a text message and called me the worst name that you can call of. And she also blamed me for her death. So in that moment when I was going through such bad grief, I went into a downward spiral as well. It lasted for 3 months. I was okay at work because I was teaching business. My brain was still functioning, but do not talk to me anything about emotion. My tears will just roll out like there's no tomorrow. And then I did NLP mastery. And I remember I was doing timeline therapy. And it took me back to the moment when I first experienced fear. I thought that I was very fearful of my ex-husband, because there was moments that when his name was mentioned that I was starting to get shivers. I was so scared of him. And then the timeline therapy took me back to the moment when it was me and my dad. I was probably only about 3 or 4 years old. Can't remember exactly. But I remember a knife, put it into my hand, and my vein was green and blue, and my blood was deep red. I saw my dad using a knife to stab on me. And that moment was the first moment I experienced fear. And to my surprise, my trainer told me, so what is the positive learning you got from that? I was like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Are you really kidding me? Someone just stabbed me. Like, you tell me to find a positive learning. Are you A, B, C, D, E, F, G? Everything that you can name off, I said at that moment. So she calmed me down and said, so what is the positive learning that you can think of that you got from it? And I'm like, okay, I let my emotion out with the A, B, C, D, E, or the English letter. And I'm like, okay, so I'm a good person. We have a good relationship now. I forgive him for it. And we still go out and we have dinners and things like that. And then I said, I am in control. I'm not in control of that moment, that little girl who was hurt. I'm not in control of my future. I don't know what will happen next. But I'm in control of my current moment. I have a choice. Either I stay in the pain, the grief, the fear, or I take control of my current moment. Because I can. I hold the key to what I want to do, what I truly believe, and who can I become. It was that moment that I feel like a light bulb just switched on to me. I texted my partner immediately. I said to him, baby, I find myself again. I was like a zombie for the last 3 months. And I thank you for giving me the patience and understanding to last me my 3 months of really bad temper. And baby, I have found myself again. But don't tell me I'm controlling ever, okay? I don't control you, I control me only. I realized that I can control my life. I can control my feelings. And I don't need to let the past control me. Based on that experience, I learned one sentence. I am the one who gives the power away to the people who hurt me. And I can take it back anytime I want. The moment I decided not to give the power to the people who hurt me, I become more powerful than them. So believe me when I say, I am more powerful than the people who used to hurt me. So that's my life-changing moment. And every time I think of it, a bad moment or someone that didn't treat me with respect or anything like that, I said to myself, I can go down the spiral and be angry and upset and things like that and let them ruin my day. Or I will not give the power to those people who hurt me. I decide to take the power back and back into me and do good things for myself. And based on that, that can get me out of any situation now. Doesn't mean that I won't cry. Doesn't mean that I'm not upset. It just means that I can recover to my state a lot faster.
Thank you so much for being so vulnerable today. I was getting goosebumps. This is really, really powerful. And it reminded me of the book Power versus Force by David Hawking. And that talks about it. It sounds like force has been used against you, but actually it made you powerful. So what is force? Force is using violence against somebody, but power is actually standing firmly in your kindness, but also knowing that you are powerful. And it's not about hurting others, but it's about, I don't need to hurt anybody. And I know my strength, I know my power, I know my confidence, and I use it for good. So it's a beautiful book. Anyone who's ever read this book, I highly recommend, or who hasn't, I highly recommend it. And yeah, this is beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I know Ildiko has more questions for sure.
And when you were talking about the basically what yes, the question is what you learned from that very negative experience. Many of our coaches in the community also have experienced or currently learning about mental fitness. And one of the most important sage powers is to ask yourself, so from a sage perspective, there's a positive mental state perspective is when you ask yourself in those really stressful, negative experiences, so what are the gifts and opportunities that appear as a result of this scenario? What can I learn from it, and what can I do with it to help me move forward, rather than keep me stuck and create more fear on these negative emotions? Beautiful, beautiful experience, beautiful story. Thank you for
Mhm.
sharing it with us.
Thank you.
So you've talked about so many different things. Could you recommend or could you highlight what the top 3 principles, life principles, is in your view, that can help our coaches to move to the next level?
I will say the first thing is to take notice of your Excel point, because your Excel point is your superpower. And your superpower is what's going to make you win it. A lot of coaches do not value themselves. They said, I'm not giving people enough value. I'm not giving people enough value. Are you talking to them? Yes. Are you posting? Yes. Then that's value. Even you sneeze in front of them, that is still a value because you did it. You need to treat yourself as value. Otherwise, no one will treat you as value. So that will be my first tip, to treat yourself as value. I'm not saying being egotistic. That's a completely different thing. You need to first value yourself for other people to value you. But don't treat other people as second best, because they all have their value and we need to respect them 100%. That's how you get respect back. The second tip that I wanted to give all of us is be aware of our perception when we are coaching, especially with new coaches. And I fall into that trap before too, okay? We like to use our perception to do mind reading to our clients a lot. And what we realize is, as soon as we put a perception into something, we stop listening. So my suggestion is to be careful when you are talking to your client. 70 to 80% of listening, 20 to 30% of guiding. That's what a coach is. If you wanted to be a consultant or a director or a teacher, then you tell them what to do. A coach is someone who guides people to find the answer from within. We ask the quality question to get quality answer. We don't tell them what to do. We guide them to a point, and they have the choice to do it or not. And when they don't want to do it, give them the space and the permission and the time for them to come around it. Because no one likes to be controlled. Just for this very little example. Eat this, it's very nice. Have it, because I tell you it's very good and it's good for your health. It's going to make you lose weight. It's going to be really good for you. Have it because I say so and it's good for you. And my mother told me that it's good, so you must be good for you as well. What did I just did? From care to control. I was controlling that person. I wasn't giving them a choice. I tell them that what to do and didn't give them option. And no one likes to be told what to do. No one likes to do things against their will. So why do we do it? So second tip is to be aware of care and control. Be very careful with that. Third tip, about compassion and empathy. I like to put things into little words because it helped me to function better. So I choose the word empathy and compassion. And I learned it from one of my good friends. We were on a beach. And she told me, how would you feel as when someone said to you, I'm so sorry, baby. Like I do that to my partner a lot. I'm so sorry, baby. You're having a bad day. Oh, that's so sad. Like, would you like me to do something for you? That only work on people who have a victim mentality, okay? It's not encouraging, and you're treating them like a baby. And he's a very grown-up 45 years old guy with that is 6'1" tall. So that won't work. So what I realized was I was using my empathy too much and treating the other person like a baby. And that's exactly what I did with my ex-husband. I took all the responsibility of looking after him and treated him like a baby. And he did not have to do anything on himself. He didn't have to work for 10 years. I was the only income source in the house. So because I didn't understand, I choose empathy. I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was the caring person. Just like to your clients, I am giving them everything I know, like they must respect me, they must be those sort of thing. You are treating them like a baby, and no one likes to be spoon-fed unless they're really a baby. So what do we choose instead? Compassion. Have compassion with others by saying, I hear you, I understand you, I feel you. Having that compassion allow them to grow, allow them to have that room to think for themselves, allow them to come up with answers that they truly want. That is the difference between empathy and compassion. It is also one thing that I learned in my journey that helped me to become a better coach.
This is incredible. I remember when I was just starting out as a coach, and I think I was telling this Ildiko as well, that selling 3 months packages or 6 months packages or 1 year packages, I was like, oh my God, this is a relationship I cannot do. I cannot enter this relationship. But then one of the realizations that I had is because I wore that mindset that I'm now responsible for the happiness of a person. And I'm the one who is pretty much to carry that person over the next months to where they are. And once I gave up that belief, I'm not responsible. I'm there to help them. They're paying me money, but ultimately they need to take responsibility for their own happiness. That's when I actually was able to enter 3 months and 6 months relationships with clients. And just recently, I can't remember who it was, but somebody was talking to who is still not really coaching, and she mentioned to me exactly the same. It's like, I can coach like 1 session, 2 sessions, but I really don't see myself entering that relationship with someone for 3 months. And I was like, it's exactly that attitude, because we believe we're gonna be the mother hen for that client now, and we're gonna be saving them from themselves because we know all there is. And maybe but ultimately, if they cannot save themselves, then our job is obsolete. Our job is really to help them get where they want, and keep reminding them this is where you're going, cheering them on from the sidelines, but not be the one carrying them all the way to the finish line. So
not hand feeding them all the time as well.
Yeah, it's a very, very good reminder as well. Teach them how to fish, don't fish for them.
Exactly, because that is when they truly value it. Imagine a teenager, if they have to give a car, like the parent give a car to them, they will trash it like there's no tomorrow. But if that person, that teenager, save every single dollar from working in McDonald's or a cleaning job, trying to make that money, and then buy that car, he will treat it as treasure, even that is a bomb. That's how human psychology works. Without that, it won't make them feel like the need. And when we enter our coaching relationship, it is a partnership. It is not a relationship, it's a partnership. So 2 partners must work together to build. It's not like that you go there and keep building. I have a cocktail on the side, I will do all the work for you. In any kind of relationship, it won't work. In your romantic life, if your guy is sitting there doing nothing and you keep building, what will happen? He will walk out at the next time that when he see a challenge, because you're not challenging. He get bored. That's just normal. Same thing with a coaching relationship. If he's not building, you're doing all the work for them, they're not going to value you. They will think that, maybe something better outside. They may be a better coach outside because that they may give me what I want. Other people's things is always better. That's what people are never satisfied. And when you have that mentality, you need to start giving them projects, homework, and also what you can call a home play, which is quite fun as well. And you can actually give them the responsibility. And once you give that responsibility back, you will feel like that you can accept more, because your heart has actually less weight into it. We cannot pour from an empty cup. We must realize that we need to have our cup full so we can give more. And when our cup is full with negativity, we need to empty it out before we can refill again. And don't be afraid to be completely honest with your client. They will either take it or not take it, and it's not up to you. But you are there to be completely honest with them. And that's the one thing that I hold very firmly with.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And just perhaps one question that I had as I was just listening to you. I consider myself a very powerful person. And many people, I think I get that reputation that I'm very sweet and kind, but I'm tough on, and I always share the story when I was attacked in Brazil and I kicked the guy's ass and took away his knife and all that. I'm like, don't mess with me. I know how to stand up for myself. And in also with coaching clients, I know that I had my coaching sessions with Martha, and I know you stand your ground. You stand your ground, and which is great as well, because I know you stand for the greatness in your clients. And but I almost never see that with coaches. Very seldom that you get kind of like pushed to the next level. And I think there is a very, very thin line to walk between where you upset a person and when you actually challenge them. So what's your strategy? Where do you stop? Where do you push? Where
I always do this. Ask for permission. Do I have your permission to be completely honest with you? Do I have your permission to be a little bit tougher for you? Do I have your permission to help you because I can see you're in a hole, you're in a loop, and I want to get you out there? But do I have your permission to be completely honest with you first? Give them that warning bell, because when you ask people for permission, the unconscious mind starting to click in. Oh, she's telling me something. It could be good or bad, but I'm listening now. So I always ask for permission. That really helped, because without you standing on your ground, you get hold by the nose. I always say that like it's like an ox that's been hold by the nose. I don't like that. I'm never that person. I am quite strong in myself, and a lot of us here, I can believe that we are as well. Again, it's asking for permission because it's about respect. I respect the model of the world of the other people. Everyone have different beliefs and values, and I'm not here to judge them. I have no criticism. I have no judgment. I have my own way, but you do not need to walk my way if you do not choose to. If you want to walk my path, welcome. I invite you to join my team, because I want to help you to become the best coach there possible, because I know that I'm doing an amazing job. I have the confidence to know that I can help the people who want them to get to where they are. And I won't lie about it. If I can't get it to you, I will tell you. If you say that, like, how do I build a funnel? Okay. 2 months ago, if you asked me that question, I cannot help you. 2 months now, I can tell you even how to set up triggers and campaign, because I learned it, not because that I have to learn it. Once we are booked from a Japanese monk, it actually said that if you focus your superpower on what you excel in, your return on investment is 300%. But if you focus on area that you're not good at and try to be better at it, your return on investment is only 30 to 40%. And based on that, and a lot of people say, but I'm not good at that. Shouldn't I go and learn it? Yes, you can, but that's not your main focus. Remember what I said? You can only focus on one task, one thing, one emotion, one vibration at a time. So focus on what you're good at, and the universe will bring you what you need to support you. During the time that I didn't even know what a funnel, the difference between a funnel and a tunnel, I got a beautiful friend coming to help me to set up my funnel. I didn't know anything about website or technology. I got another beautiful friend coming to help me. The universe will help you to bring you the people you need. Always believe in that. And then, like, all of a sudden I got into Coachbox, and then they teach me how to build funnel. And I'm so proud of myself now. I can build my own funnel. I can build my own leads. I can build everything. I just was doing a membership area. I'm like, yeah, I can do all of that. Doesn't mean I wanted to do it. It doesn't mean I particularly spent 2 hours trying to learn it. It just means that, it's coming my way. I allow it. I accept it. And then I will work on it. Doesn't mean that's not my main focus. My main focus is helping people getting into their dream career of becoming a coach. But then all the other supporting things, because you allow it, the universe will bring you what you need. I always believe in that. And it's funny that I am not a spiritual person. Like, that's what I always say. I'm not a spiritual person. I don't even know what a chakra is. Like, I'm learning from Rina about chakra and all the wellness thing. I'm learning from her because I have no idea about any of that. But a lot more people actually told me I'm a lot more spiritual than I realized. I'm like, oh, okay. The more enough people tell you, you will starting to believe. That's why I always say, do not say to yourself, do not say to yourself 3 words: don't, not, and no. Never say those things to yourself. I don't like something. I don't like this. I don't want that. It's always going to come back to you, because just like if I ask you not to think about a pink elephant, you think about a pink elephant immediately. So instead I said, what do I want? I want to learn about technology. I don't need to be an expert in it, but I like to know how it works. I wanted to learn what else that I don't have, but I let the universe guide me when the time is right. So that is what I was leaving with. But going back into your question is, really don't force it, and ask people for permission before you go ahead. That's always a good thing to do. And I can't control how, like, try not to swear on your clients, please. It is very rude. Try not to do that. Even you really, really want to, try not to do that. And if you accidentally did slip out of it, do sincerely apologize for it, okay? Because everyone likes to be respected and we understand emotion. So be kind, be respectful, and always ask for permission.
Great, fabulous. While I was listening to you, I was just wondering that, you mentioned that if someone wants help in this area, what would you recommend is to have a coach like yourself. Are there any favorite books of yours that you feel that you've learned a lot from? You mentioned NLP stuff already, and techniques that I assume you're probably using, and positive psychology. I heard some of the element of that as well. What would you, if our coaches are really, really interested to work with you and also do a bit of reading or listening on this, do you have a couple of gems that you would recommend for people?
I'll be very honest here. I don't read books. I don't even know when's the last book I read. I think it was like Sell Like Crazy. I read half of them. I don't actually read books. I don't actually go and search for medical and things like that. I don't even know properly what Tony Robbins did before I go into the coaching world. I'm not kidding. But I got all this wisdom from the divine energy. I don't know. From my intuitive, I really don't know. And it's from those mentor that I have, from those people around me that I have. And it's like, now that you mentioned it, I'm starting to have goosebumps. When the first time I developed to my client, I call it the shower ritual to help them with their confidence. It's a simple ritual that I love to share with all of you because it's very easy to do. All of us are so damn busy, okay? Especially with kids around, you don't have me time. The only me time you have is you are in the toilet. So you're having a shower, and I hope that you do get a shower every single day. So if you can do that, at least you can do this shower ritual yourself. What I want you to do is when you turn your water on, just if you're washing your hair, even better. If not, it's okay. Just wash it all over. Let the water and feel the water going through your body, from your crown to your forehead, to your mouth, to all the way to your tips, to your toes, and let that energy flow into you. Afterward, step out a tiny little bit and say all the bad thing that happens to you that day. I'm not talking about 2 years ago. I'm not talking about last week, but talk about everything that happened to you that day that you're not happy about. For example, I dropped my coffee, I stepped on my cat, I burned my toes, whatever you wanted to say it and let that energy out. So afterward, wash yourself, come out, and don't dry yourself just yet. In the winter, very cold. But I don't want you to dry yourself is because I want you to be super aware. And you go into your mirrors and do this motion. If you got like fogs, feel free to remove it from your mirrors. If not, just do this motion. It's like a swipe. And talk to the mirror yourself, 5 sentences. I'm beautiful. I matter. I'm important. I deserve this. And I'm worthy. Just 5 sentences. I developed this for a 50-something-year-old woman that she never want to look at her body. So she's told me that after I gave her the exercise, it took her 5 days before she looked into the mirror. And she said, afterward, I finally accepted my body. And she's beautiful, like truly beautiful. And she said, it is the first time I actually do that. And then afterward, like a few months later, I was talking to one of my makeup mentor, and she said, that's called mirror work. And I'm like, I have no idea what it is. I just came up with it. And then my partner always laugh at me. You make up shit. I say, yeah, I do. I got all of this achievement approval exercise, and I just made it up and just give it to people. I don't know how that happened. I don't know where it come from. I don't read books. I don't have all of that. It's just like that. I'm absorbing information from the divine energy somewhere that give it to me. So that's why I'm so excited to learn from Rina, to understand a bit more about it, because everyone tell me that I have this power, but I don't understand it at all, not even a single bit. Like, and then they say that, oh, you're even going for all your chakra. I was like, so what is a chakra? Am I pronouncing it correctly? How do I spell it? I don't even know what it is. So I still don't understand it. Okay, I still don't understand where it is. So I'm learning onto this journey on as well. So I feel like that for everyone. It doesn't matter what books you read. Even if you can go onto Netflix and see a movie, as long as it's not a murder movie or something like that, something that you will learn from your external environment. And it's about what you want to absorb. It could be a simple movie as a dog picking up a bunch of ducks and helping them across the street. What is that showing you? Kindness. Doesn't matter what size they are, we can help other people. So the world is filled with beautiful information and knowledge. We can learn from it as long as we choose to. We can learn to see, oh my God, the dog is going to eat the duck and things like that, get very nervous. Or we can see how beautiful is that dog carrying them across the street. There's no negative or positive in any messages. The only choices is based on us, on how are we going to absorb it and how do we interpret it. I don't see sitting on a couch like after breakup, you always see it in the movie, like you sit on the couch and start eating ice cream. I don't see anything wrong with that. She's treating herself. It's so self-care. I love that, to do that. I haven't had ice cream for a while. So there you go. It's called self-care. I don't see her like, yes, she's sad, but she's looking after herself. Why people blame on her and she's having ice cream? I don't understand it. So it's that understanding that you can absorb all the energy and all the good things you want as long as you hold the key of happiness. We all hold two keys in our hand, the key of happiness or the key of sadness. The more door you choose to open with that key of happiness, you will see more happy things. Because when I was going through depression, everything I hold was bad. I feel that the whole world was bad on me. And then when my therapist helped me to see the happiness, I realized that that key, I can open more door. And I'm like, great. And then my life become better. So everything that happens to me now is like COVID. I'm like, yeah, it was really bad. I lost all my business there, but I built another one that I can sit at home, earn money. I can have my time with my partner. I make 6 figures within 12 months on something that I truly doesn't understand and know. And all I do every single day is to help people to feel amazing about themselves so they can help other people feel amazing too. What better job than this? And I'm so grateful for all the coaches in your community having that wish, having that intention to help another person. When we all put in our little bit of effort, it's just as little as sand, we can make a beach. We can, and I believe in that.
Wow, full of beautiful statements, vision. I love it. I love it. I think I can talk on behalf of both of us. You've inspired us. You've captured us. So I'm sure that other coaches will be very interested to know how they can find you, how they can learn more about your work, or maybe even speak to you.
Definitely. I love to offer one of my latest book with all of you. It's called The Secret of Being a Super Confident Career Woman. I have been a career woman for a very long time in my life, and I understand that we all wear this entrepreneur mask, that the feeling of creepiness, the feeling that we're not good enough, the feeling that we're scared of other people's judgment. We can't let people know because of this mask. I want you to have a breathing space. to take that mask off. Doesn't matter if you're a man or woman. I know it says woman because it's about me, but you can take that mask off and get that breathing space. So I love to offer this book to all of you. I'm sure I'll give Rina the link, but I'll make sure I'll give it to her again. So you can put it onto the comments below. And inside the link there's a way to contact me. It's an empowerment coin there. And like I said, I don't sell this stuff. I attract, I don't actually chase. If you find like that you got a problem that you wanted to solve, feel free to come and have a chat with me. I don't sell to you. I don't push you sell. I just let you know what I do. And if you find me I align with you, then come and find me. It's good. But if I can help you with just one problem that you've been thinking about for months, if I can help you within 5 minutes, I will really love to do that. I do believe in good karma. So when I give it out, I believe more will come back in. So I don't mind. Just reach out to me. If you got any question at all, it's not about, I can't afford her or never be able to afford her. It's not about that. Just reach out, because I wish I know that there was people who are truly authentic who helped me. If I knew, my journey would be even more quicker. But I didn't know at that time. So I want to offer everyone this opportunity to come and speak to me.
That's
Oh,
fantastic.
Martha,
And
thank
I
you
hope
so much. Thank you so much for being here with us and sharing your thoughts, your insights. This was incredible. I was getting goosebumps all the way. And Ildiko surely too. Ildiko, any final words?
Just
no, I just
everyone.
want to say it was fantastic to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's just been such a lovely sharing, and you guys ask really beautiful questions, and it allows me to actually share as well. So the credits is also to you guys. And thank you for wanting such a beautiful community to help coaches, to let them know that there is a way, that it's not just about people selling you courses. There is help out there that you can go for.
Definitely, it's been such a passion project for Ildiko and I, and we poured our soul into it literally in the last 7 months or so. And lovely chatting with you, and we look forward to bring you more incredible speakers. Give us feedback, let us know, those who are viewing us, what other topics you would like us to talk about and people to invite to these conversations. And yeah, catch the replay also on YouTube, which will be posted in a few days from now. Thank you so much, Martha. Thank you for being here. And
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
Have a good day.
Thank you.